Greetings, writers. It's Mr. Hebda from the Lackawanna College Writing Center, and in this episode, we're going to discuss how to write a compelling hook. First off, we should probably figure out what exactly a hook is. In a general sense, a hook is just any way of starting an essay. But more specifically, it could refer to just the first sentence of an essay. Either way, the goal of the hook is the same: to catch the reader's attention. And hopefully we'll keep them reading too. Successful hooks have a number of important qualities. They should introduce the essay topic, and since essay topics tend to be a more broad or general idea, our hooks should also be more broad or general in their focus too. Another great tip for building a successful hook is to appeal to the audience through some kind of technique or tool that can help the reader connect with the ideas in the essay through their common experience. Now, there's a lot of different tools and techniques you can use for a successful hook, but here's a quick list to give you a sense of some of them. We might try to use an anecdote or a short story to grip the reader. We might also try appealing to the reader's senses, such as the sense of hearing or sight. We could also use powerful statistics or quotes to draw the reader in. If an instructor does ask you to use statistics or quotes in your hook, be sure to introduce them in your own words and cite whatever sources you use too. Students often wonder if they could use a question as a hook. For the sake of an example, let's say we're writing a process essay on how to make a great bowl of soup. We might use a question hook that looks something like this. Did you ever wonder how to make the best soup for wintertime? Uh-oh, hold on a second. Instructors often don't like this kind of hook, and there's a couple reasons why. First, it feels conversational. It feels like we're having a face-to-face chat with the reader. And while this is completely fine when you're meeting up with friends or something like that, in college we want to be a little more formal in our tone. Part of the reason why we get that informal tone in this hook is because we use the second-person pronoun you here, which directly addresses the reader. I would recommend that we avoid using second-person pronouns and first-person pronouns like I, me, or my, and also to avoid using questions as hooks just in case, just to be safe. All right, so if questions don't work for hooks, what are some examples of hooks that do work? Well, like I said, there's many different varieties of hooks that are successful, but for the sake of time, I'm only going to show you two. We'll stick with the same type of essay and the same essay topic too, just to stay consistent. Here's our first example. Almost every family has a recipe they cherish. This hook works because it introduces our topic, right? If we're talking about how to make a great bowl of soup, that's what a recipe is. And recipes are also broad. We could be talking about a recipe for buffalo chicken bites just as well as we're talking about one for soup. So we can narrow our focus later on in the introduction paragraph to whatever type of food we're going to make. Lastly, this sentence works as a hook because it appeals to common experience. Many people can relate to the idea of a family recipe. Sometimes the strongest hooks are the ones that are straightforward, informative, and explanatory, especially in formal college writing. Another example of a successful hook, if you want to be maybe a little more creative, is one like this. When the long nights swallow the meager daylight, and all warmth abandons the air, no food restores the soul amid winter's deep darkness like a smoking bowl of soup. This hook works too, because it introduces our topic of soup. It appeals to common experience because many of us have had a bowl of soup on a cold day. But the thing that makes it most successful is that it appeals to the senses. We can see that smoking bowl. We can feel the warmth abandoning the air. These are some great techniques that you might want to try on your own if you want to make a more creative hook. All right, hopefully I've helped make hooks at least a little bit easier to write. Feel free to check out the Lackawanna College Writing Center YouTube channel for more helpful videos. And keep on writing. Mr. Hebda out.